let you down. If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my pull when I'm not around? If I let go now, would I let you down? go if you don't know now? Would you let it go if you don't know now? Would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? You down if I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my pull when I'm not around? If I let go now, would I let you down? would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? If you don't know now, would you let it go? And I'll follow you. And I'll follow. And I'll follow you. And I'll follow. If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my pull when I'm not around? If I let go now, would I let you down?
A former director of the Bolinas Museum, and I wanted to talk briefly to you about the history side of the Bolinas Museum's mission. I assume most people watching this are familiar with this historic building that the museum calls home. What you may not know is that originally it was known as the Bolinas Memorial Museum and was housed in the little building where the laundromat is now. Originally it was founded in 1983 as a history museum by David Van Dusen, and a little later Joyce Clements joined him and incorporated coastal marin art. By 1988, Ewan MacDonald had completed the restoration of this historic complex in downtown Bolinas, which before that had been pretty much of an eyesore. And he offered this space that I'm sitting in now, which is now the main gallery, he offered as the exhibition space for the museum. And with a lot of fanfare and tremendous support from the community, it was renamed Bolinas Museum and moved into this space with Linda Samuels as the director. And exhibitions began with art on this larger side where I'm sitting, and then on the smaller side, the history collections were displayed there. And then in the 90s, when Dolores Richards was the director, the museum expanded into the 5 galleries that you see today, including a history room with an installation by Phil Frank, which was a tremendous achievement for a small regional museum and ensured its stability and permanence here in town. And then by 2006, when I became director, the history collections by that time had expanded exponentially, and we decided to remodel the history room so we could display more of the collection. Again, with much generosity from our friends, we were able to add almost 50 linear feet of wall to the exhibition space. And we were always amazed by how much time visitors spend in the history room, hours sometimes. And I've always thought of the Bolinas Museum as being known for our art and loved for our history, all thanks to local donors, volunteers, and a hardworking staff.
You let it go if you don't know. Would you let it go if you don't know? Would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my going?
Greetings. Art joined hands with history with the addition of the Living Artist Project in the 1980s. My name is Joyce Clements. I was the first executive director of the Bolinas Museum. And I'd like to say just a few words about art and history marrying during that time. In the 1970s and 80s, there was a renaissance of fine art and craft in Northern California. Bolinas and all of West Marin were destination points for artists who practice every type of art. Artists worked in studios, garages, sheds, bathrooms, shacks, wherever. An easel or a table could be set up for them to work. History was being made contemporaneously. It was a true living and breathing phenomenon. Recognizing that this unique and exciting activity was going on throughout the communities of West Marin, the board of directors of the Bolinas Museum embraced this opportunity to provide a platform to showcase the creative endeavors of the artists and draw together and nourish both the community of makers and art appreciators. An artist survey was taken, interviews of artists were conducted, images of portfolios were collected, and exhibitions began with real gusto. The Living Artist Project was born and eventually morphed into the Coastal Marin Artist Gallery, where amazing exhibitions are still going on today. Thriving creative activity continues. At the present time, we are a little limited, or a whole lot limited, in how we can get together. Yet, we are still able to enrich each other through visual and written words. Expression and creativity are abundant and shareable. Thank you very much for your support in this week of giving and joining us in the fundraising activity of the auction for the Bolinas Museum.
You let it go if you don't know. Would you let it go if you don't know? Would you let it go if you don't?
Hi, I'm Linda Samuels. I was the executive director of the fantastic Bolinas Museum from 1990 to 1994. Two important things happened at the end of the 80s. One was that the museum changed its name and its mission statement. It not only showcased history of coastal Marin, but also art of coastal Marin. The second amazing thing that happened to us was that the late Ewan MacDonald made it possible to move the museum from the laundromat to the renovated building at 41 Wharf, which is where we are today. With this move in 1989, we were able to establish a venue, admission-free to our community. With our eyes focused on community and inclusion, we created a permanent history exhibition and 6 to 7 changing art exhibitions yearly. We started a lecture series, a membership drive. Continued our membership drive. You've heard about our Living Artists Project, which it was 200 artists from all over coastal Marin that were part of it. And we began writing grants and fundraising. My favorite fundraiser that we created was the garden tours. Neighbors with fantastic gardens like Sally Robertson, for instance, opened their gardens for us to see. The next wonderful thing that we did is we created a live auction in 1993. Claudia Chaplin, the gallerist in Stinson Beach, opened her gallery, and we were able to showcase and sell 64 different artists from around the Bay Area. This is our first online auction. Please have fun, go up, look at the pieces, bid on ones, bid generously. The money goes to support this gem of a museum in our little community. Thank you very much.
Hey, Richie,
Yeah,
it's time.
time. Time for what?
The auction, the Bolinas Museum auction.
Oh, yeah, right.
Hey,
What?
come on.
What? Oh, right. Okay, let me just get ready. Hi, everyone. I'm Richard Heckler, president of the... Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hi, I'm Richard Heckler. I'm president of the board of directors of... Gee, thanks so much. Hi, I'm Richard Heckler, president of the board of directors of the Bolinas Museum. I'd like to welcome all of you to our 28th annual Bolinas Museum Benefit Art Auction. In truth, I'd rather be at Mark and Susie's Peace Barn in person, milling around with all of you with good food and good music and bidding on wonderful art. But this will be a pretty good second best, with interviews and cameos and spectacular art to bid on. It'll be short and sweet, and I think it'll be a good time. If I could reflect for a moment on this jewel of a museum perched at the edge of the continent. When I was asked to be board president, in truth, I hesitated. You know, we're all so busy. But I began thinking about the museum, thinking that in one small vintage footprint over the last century, this building has been a saloon, a boarding house, a state-of-the-art surf shop, an art studio, a meat market, and our very own post office and library. Over the last 30 years, in a relatively small area, the Bolinas Museum has played a big role. A museum is at its best when it offers thought-provoking, inspiring exhibits and educational opportunities, where it curates an extensive local collection along with works of national and international renown, and it proves itself over and over a dedicated community member where people can gather in delight and wonder. Picasso famously said, "Art washes from the soul the dust of everyday life." The Bolinas Museum, especially in these times, provides this kind of refuge, an opportunity to exhale, to be re-inspired, to update our files on what's important and what our priorities are. For us here, our priority is you, offering art, history, culture, and ever-expanding community. Now I know we can't yet gather in person, but your support brings us closer to the day when we can. His Holiness the Dalai Lama once said, if people understood how powerful it was for them to be generous, they'd be giving all the time. He called it a kind of enlightened self-interest. I hope you have enjoyed the online auctions so far. I hope you continue to tune in until next Tuesday when we close. And I trust and hope you'll have a wonderful time tonight supporting the Bolinas Museum. I hope to see you in person soon. Stay safe, be well, take care. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the 28th Annual Bolinas Museum Art Auction, or should I say the first and hopefully the last virtual art auction for the museum. But this year, we've got to do it online, and you know why. But I want to tell you that there's at least 35 priceless pieces of art that you can bid on, and at the same time, you can help by raising your paddle and supporting the museum. While it would be nice if the museum survived on the well wishes of the community, the reality is they need your support and and my support. And this is the annual event that really makes that happen. So I want you to think seriously about it. So as we look online and see all the pieces, I won't be your auctioneer this year, but I'm going to be thinking about you online. And I can still welcome you to the barn and say, come on in and let's have a party.
Surprise! Thanks, Mark. We're clearly not at the Peace Barn. One silver lining in these crazy times is we could bring this party home to you from the Bolinas Museum right into your house.
We are so happy that you have joined us tonight. You know, art has the power to heal, and we kind of need that tonight just to have a little bit of a diversion and to enjoy one another's company. And we hope you just sit back, relax, and enjoy yourselves. And we just truly want to welcome you. My name is Janis Yerington, and I am a board member of the Bolinas Museum and an artist here in town. And it is my great pleasure to introduce my friend, Syd Mintz, who some of you may know as a rabbi from Temple Emanuel. And she has been a great supporter of the Bolinas Museum and friend to the arts and artists for a long time.
Well, I have to say, let's begin with a toast. It's a thrill to be here with our dear Janis, who is really a treasure, an artist, incredibly talented. She has a piece in the museum tonight that you're going to see later. And we are really gathering tonight, well, we're gathering apart, but together in support of the Bolinas Museum in celebration of art, history, culture, and this incredible community that I feel so warmly welcomed into, especially for the last 6 months of how intense it's been. This is a community that's based on love. And as we all know so well, Bolinas and coastal Marin is a very, very sacred place. So we want to first acknowledge this land was, is, and will continue to be sacred to the coastal Miwok tribe, the native and indigenous people of this land. And tonight we have a lot in store for you. Some great surprises, so hang on tight. We're going to announce the winner of the final week of giving prize. We have a paddle raise for all of you to participate in. We'll hear from the artists, and we are going to have, as promised, a very lively, because it's you and me, live auction for everybody to bid on the incredible 9 pieces in 3 lots for tonight.
Yeah, that's right. And besides all the wonderful artworks tonight, you can continue bidding and supporting the museum from now through Tuesday, 8 p.m. Tuesday, and that is when our online bidding will close. And I don't want you to not notice this amazing chair I'm sitting on. This is a piece you could bid on. It's by Bolinas artist Trip Carpenter, and it's really comfy.
Isn't there also another, there's a great stool, I think, in here also by
Rufus
Mrs.
Blanc has
right
his
over here.
abalone cypress stool
it's incredible.
there.
Tonight is going to be interactive, not just with me and you, but with all of you. And what that means is that in order for you to interact with us, you're going to need one screen that you're looking at right now, but you need a second device. That device is going to help you bid. You'll be using that, either your phone or a tablet, to engage with all of the fundraising and the bidding. And if you haven't done that already, we give you permission. Put down your wine or your dinner, go grab your second device, and you can text START, S-T-A-R-T, to the number that's on the screen if you still need to register. If you're already registered, you'll get texts or emails from the museum, and you can register also through the Bolinas Museum website right now when you start to bid.
Yeah, tonight's the night. There can't be too many screens or too much bidding. And we hope that you will engage with us. And one way to do that is through chatting with us. And we hope to engage the community through that. But if you need help, chat away. And also cheer people on during the paddle raise and especially during the live bidding. And show the museum some love in any way that you can express in the chat. And if you need help, there's going to be folks monitoring to reach back to you. So we're so thank you that we're coming together and that we can share and support this museum we all love so well.
I think the most important thing tonight, in addition to us being virtually together, is that, as you know, almost 100% of what the Bolinas Museum does for coastal Marin is free. It's totally open to the public. And so whatever feelings are evoked in you about Bolinas, we want you to put them in the chat so you can share with one another. And I believe that whoever is chatty enough or the most chatty will win a pretty special prize tonight.
Yeah, that is true. Out there in Chatland, we have a question for you. And that is, what means the most to you in regards to the Bolinas Museum? Is it art? Is it history? Is it culture or community? And we would love to know what means the most to you. Just type it in the text box. And then at the end of the night, we'll be watching these responses, and one lucky winner will win a $250 gift certificate to Bolinas Hardware. Pretty handy.
Who doesn't love Bolinas Hardware?
We all love it.
We love it. Leading up to tonight, we've been thanking you for your support with gift bags of love and giving back through an exciting daily drawing for prizes during the first ever week of giving that also included daily videos of all of the artists that were featured in the auction. And in the gift bags of love that you received, we included a bit of the comfort we usually would be sharing at the Peace Farm. We hope you're settled in now with your Idell family wine. Let's give a little l'chaim. L'chaim to
Cheers,
that, to life. Cheers to your good health, to the health of everybody in the community and the people who are working so hard now to keep us safe and sound. Maybe you have some Parkside bread or dinners from 11 or debonair events prepared with locally sourced goodness. And I know we are very excited to eat after the event. It's kind of like our little treat and our reward. Now, it's our honor to pass it off to Bolinas Museum's Executive Director, Jennifer Gately, who's going to share a little bit with you from the museum why tonight and your support is so very important.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Gately, and I am so honored to be the director of this small but mighty free museum located in these two historic buildings anchored in the heart of downtown Bolinas. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and exhibit the art and history of coastal Marin and to present exhibitions and events that provide inspiration and cultural enrichment to our community and visitors. I'd like to take a moment to shine a light on what really matters most, and that is you. Each and every one of you make Bolinas Museum what it is today, and we thank you. Whether you're a dedicated annual member, long-time or first-time donor, artist, loyal volunteer, frequent visitor, or newfound friend, you all make a difference in establishing the museum as the cultural heart of Bolinas and a treasured gathering place in coastal Marin. We thank you for taking the time to join us for our first ever online auction and most important fundraiser of the year. Almost everything we do is free for all. We are proud to be a welcoming gathering place where people from all walks of life come together to be inspired by creativity and the fascinating history of this spectacular place. Your financial support allows us to be of service to so many. While we're only open for long weekends, we average over 12,000 visits to our galleries and events each year. That breaks down to touching the hearts and minds of nearly 250 people a week. In 2019, we presented 18 diverse exhibitions highlighting local artists, nationally recognized contemporary art, local history, and even science. We also hosted over 25 programs, including gallery talks with artists, stimulating panel discussions, lively courtyard concerts, free family fun days, school tours, and more. Bolinas Museum is almost entirely held together by love. And generosity comes in many forms. Everything we do is made possible thanks to the generous financial support of people like you, the creativity of our communities, the ongoing commitment of our dedicated volunteers and board members who donate their time and skills, and of course, our tiny staff. We couldn't serve the community and do what we do without the financial support of community and friends who believe in the power of art and history to enrich minds and hearts. From $1 in the donation box to legacy gifts designated to the museum through planned giving, every penny counts. Your care and philanthropy plays a critical role in making the museum a place of joy and wonder for so many. And your support tonight means more than ever during these challenging times. Many people don't know that almost half of the annual income for the museum comes from this one fundraiser. You also may not know that while we are deeply grateful for the artists who donate 100% of the sales, we offer artists the opportunity to take up to 50%, which means that your support tonight in the auction not only supports the museum, but also artists who are such a critical part of our community. We've never done anything like this before, so we're extra grateful for you joining us here tonight. So far, the potholes have been small, but who knows what's in store for us next. So buckle up, pour yourself a glass, have your cell phone and iPad at the ready, warm up your button finger, because in these uncertain times, the strength of our communities, freedom of expression, and the awareness of our past means more than ever. And now is the time we need your support and love the most. Thank you.
Welcome back. This museum is such a gem, and we just really want to thank Jennifer Gately for her intrepid and gracious leadership.
Thank you, Jennifer. You are amazing. We appreciate you so much. You know, the last 6 months have really helped each one of us focus on, first we talked about essential workers and what's so essential in our lives. And I hope it's made us all think differently about what essential work really is. And for me personally, I think that culture is something that is so essential. And in that is the importance of art and music and theater. And here we are in one of the most beautiful museums I've ever been in because of how intimate it is. And all of you who are there, if you've never been here before, and I find that highly unlikely, you're going to want to come here when we reopen. The Bolinas Museum, as we said before, runs on donations, and we need to fund the exhibitions, diverse programs, the collection care, and really the operations, the bottom line. And so in that spirit, the idea of art and culture being so essential, we want you to give generously through bidding in the auction, helping us meet our matching challenge, donating in the paddle raise, which I'm very excited about, and just to contribute to the work of inspiration. And we all know how important artists are to us and how much they need our resources.
And even though our doors are closed, the Bolinas Museum continues to serve the community through amazing virtual events and projects. And the one we have in mind to share with you this evening is the Pandemic Porch and Gate Portrait Project. Say that 5 times fast. And that was spearheaded by fellow board member Leah Vermillion Lopez. And it is just a beautiful project where photographers from the area took black and white documentary style photographs of local families sheltering at home, around their house, on their porches. And then everybody around coastal Marin was invited to participate. And we got hundreds of submissions. And if you've had a chance to walk by the museum, our windows are full of a really beautiful selection of these photos. And right now we would like to show you a video of some of these photos. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy seeing some of your neighbors.
Thinking on this life you made, I've been looking through it lately. It pictures me, red clay, dirt, and sticky hands. The day I fell to understand gravity. Real thing, and I know I scared you half to death, diving as its consequence. And everything is learned, it's true, but not if no one teaches you love is an action. Love is a verb. Mama, I'm just out here looking for a way to give it back and also make it stay. Mama, there is a man out here making gravity disappear, and I can't see the bottom, but I'm diving in, oh, just like the child that I was back then. Making gravity disappear, and I can't see the bottom, but I'm diving in, oh, just like the child that I was back then.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Syd, you know, Marc Chagall said that all colors are friends with their neighbor and lovers of their opposite. And I feel that way about our community. Like, we're different, but we're united in our love for Bolinas and one another. And I just can't tell you how much good it did my heart to see these beautiful images of our friends and neighbors.
Well, I'm sure wherever people are tonight, it's also making them feel the warmth and the love for Bolinas and for all the people that are sheltered in place here, who we really look forward to seeing out and about very soon. That beautiful music was so fabulous too. Our local Bolinas musician, Kelly McFarling, who also has played here right in the courtyard.
For free, in the courtyard.
And her husband, Andrew Brennan's band, Fairlawn. Just incredible, just two of the local wonderful artists and musicians that we have here. I want to remind everybody at home that we are still doing the chat box challenge, so that you don't have to just put one chat in. You could chat throughout and talk about what you love about Bolinas. And we have now come. Are you having fun?
I am.
Let's do another toast to Bolinas.
Cheers to you all.
Cheers to you all, please.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us. This, I think, is one of my favorite parts of an auction. Let's tell everybody what we're doing. We are at the paddle raise now. The paddle raise. You might not have a paddle at home, but would you like to play a little ping pong?
We can try.
All right. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Righty.
All right. Good. Okay.
Oh, you win, Syd.
All right, fabulous. That was the 21.
Hopefully the museum wins.
The paddle raise is incredible. We want to thank people who already, I have to say, people have been donating. People have been already bidding for the past few weeks. And we want to thank all of you who have contributed to the paddle raise online. This support means so much. And we have some amazing news to share. This just in, moments ago, we have raised, with an incredible challenge, $40,000 already. And so what we are trying to do tonight is we are trying to, with the paddle raise, get from that 40 and double it, which I think, we didn't have math classes in rabbinical school, but I think that's $80,000. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
Okay, doubling the $40,000 that have already been contributed to the Bolinas Museum. With this paddle raise, we're going to get to 80 and beyond. And so you don't have to actually play ping pong tonight, but your donations are going to help us totally get there.
Warm up your button finger and join the love.
So remember to have your second mobile device to press a button when it comes to getting to $80,000. And the other thing you need to remember about the paddle raise that's so important is that it is 100% tax deductible. It's very important for the museum. And if you need any help during the paddle raise or during the live auction, there is a phone number on the screen that you can call and somebody will be there to help you. So before we get to the paddle raise, we have a very special invitation for those of you who feel so moved that you think that $10,000, where we're going to begin, is not as generous as you want to be. We want to offer leadership opportunities, invite any of you who are so inspired to make a leading gift before we start the paddle raise. And the wonderful thing about technology is that Janis and I can see exactly what's going on with the bids, and we are going to encourage you, and we are going to tell you how excited we are and thank you So if anybody has anything they feel is above $10,000 that they would like to start off the evening, I think it would do so much for the morale here with our staff, with all of our artists. So we're waiting to see if anybody comes in. When I say over 10,000, I don't just mean over 10,000. It could be 100,000. If you have $1 million you want to donate to the museum, I don't think any of the board members or the executive
it could be
director
$1 billion. We wouldn't say no.
You wouldn't say no to that. Okay, so anything over $10,000, raise your paddle, put it in, and if not, we are going to start with $10,000. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to begin with a paddle raise of $10,000 for the love of the future. And a gift of $10,000 will help maintain and update these historic buildings that we are sitting in here in the heart of Bolinas. I truly want to thank everybody who's donated thus far. It means the world to us. And for those of you who know about older buildings, you know an older building takes a lot to maintain and a lot of money to take care of that. And these are old buildings. They're dating back to the 1800s. And they have a very rich history of serving the town. And you may not know all the uses that these buildings have had. I didn't. These buildings that we're in have been a saloon, a boarding house, a meat market, a post office, a library, a restaurant, offices, surf shop, video store, beauty salon, art studios, apartments, and a whole lot more. They were lovingly renovated back in the 1980s, and that was great, but still they weren't designed for museum use. And right now we kind of lack some safety standards that would be common for today. So it would be a dream. It would be great to upgrade our facilities, especially for fire suppression and some safety issues that will be great for our collections, for our visitors, for the safety of the town now and moving forward. So whatever you can offer at the $10,000 level, we would really, really appreciate it. And thank you. I look around here and I think, oh my goodness, it looks great, but there could be more greatness.
There could be more greatness. And we're waiting for $10,000. And if we don't wait, we're going to get a $5,000. And so we're at $5,000 right now. $5,000 paddle raise is for the love of art. It ensures high caliber exhibitions celebrating all the local artists that you see in here, you have seen, and you will see. The museum presents at least 18 inspiring exhibitions during each year, and with an emphasis on coastal marin art and history. They range from contemporary art, painting, sculpture, photography, chairs, as you can see. And the Bolinas Museum in tiny Bolinas, I mean, you guys don't like visitors here. Well, you do, but somebody keeps tearing that sign off that says Bolinas 2 miles. So, but people get here.
Yeah, well, there's GPS now.
That's right, GPS. 12,000 people every year come to this beautiful little museum. And so we're encouraging you to bid $5,000 for the love of art. We're waiting. Okay. If you're not at 5,000, maybe you're at 2,500.
2,500. But I want to go back for a second and say there have been people all week donating $10,000 and $5,000. And I want to thank you guys so very much. Right now, we're going to move to the $2,500 level. And this is for the love of history. And $2,500 will help chronicle Bolinas' fascinating and ongoing history. And the story of Bolinas is amazing. It's intertwined with the history of the Bay Area and the nation, beginning with the coastal Miwoks, and then later the settlers of Rancho Bolinas through the end of the Spanish-Mexican occupation, then on to the maritime industry that helped build San Francisco during the gold rush, and then the birth of wireless communications, organic farming, and environmental activism. So much happens here in Bolinas. Bolinas even makes history in the current days. During the pandemic, I think we were in the New York Times like way too many times for our comfort, but like a half a dozen times. And Bolinas always plays a central role in culture and in history. Your support of chronicling the history and keeping these stories alive would be amazing. Many people just beeline to our history room, and our history curator, Elia, does an amazing job sharing all these stories.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
We just got a $2,500 bid because
We
of
did?
everything, because of your love of Bolinas.
Oh,
We already
thank
got somebody who just
you.
donated
Thank
$2,500.
you.
So thank you for that. Every single dollar counts so much.
Yeah,
and
that's
just because we're at
fantastic.
$2,500, if you feel like you missed something, you maybe were going to, get some cheese or some wine, you could still donate for the paddle raise at $5,000 or $10,000. We're not going to exclude you. But we are going to move to the next level, and we're going to bring it to maybe something more reasonable for you. $1,000 is for the love of collections. And Bolinas Museum cares for over 3,000 historical photographs. Some people's favorite part of the museum is to look at the history of Bolinas. And those pictures are pretty incredible, really incredible to think about how living in a community like this, it's really steeped in history. And archives and archival work does cost money. There's over 250 artworks by coastal Marin artists that are from the late 1800s onward. That's part of the collection here. So any money that you give now at the $1,000 level is going to be helping for research, care, and preservation of the growing collections through the hiring of the experts, the archivists, purchase of new supplies and technologies, so that we can protect all of the fascinating, incredible documents that we already have, and we preserve them for future generations. So please help move the needle. We need to see a little bit more of the $1,000 for the love of Bolinas, and we're going to move on. I think.
Okay.
For shame. Donate to the Bolinas Museum or pay the consequences.
Something's happening.
Excellent. There's a surprise.
A surprise.
Excellent. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. All right. Excellent. Did you see that? That was, I just saw that. Did you see that? Wow. I feel like if you don't give as a result of that little video, that was serious.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that was brilliant. She is incredible in the role of Lady Macbeth. In case you didn't recognize that masked actress, that was our friend and neighbor, Fran. And she also is getting rave reviews for her new movie. I think it's called Nomadland, and it's being referred to as a performance of a lifetime.
Incredible.
So
incredible. She seemed pretty serious about all of us donating to the Bolinas Museum. So let's do it for the love of our neighbor Fran.
Right. And thank you, Joel, for the amazing filming and editing.
All right.
Should we move on?
Yeah, but whatever you're doing really well, Janis, because we just got another $1,000 donation.
Yes.
So that's really taking us, we're getting closer and closer to $80,000 with your
That's
help.
fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, let's move to $500 right now for the love of culture. And $500 helps to inspire minds. Bolinas has always drawn creative people. And this place is home to world-renowned artists, poets, writers, musicians, and innovative thinkers. They seem to gather here and share their talents, and many have influenced the culture of the times. Every year here at the museum, we offer over 25 free cultural and educational programs. And this includes openings, gallery talks, panel discussions, live music in the courtyard, family fun days, which are really well attended, workshops, school field trips, and even contemporary dance. And when I just think of these things, I think of everybody's smiling faces at all of these events. When people are just sitting back and listening to music in the courtyard, when the school children come and become engaged with the free field trips, when a family comes and they are inspired, it is just so uplifting to my soul. It's just great to see what this museum does. And your support ensures that these diverse cultural opportunities will remain free for all. So, and I don't know how we're doing with the giving because I have to refresh my computer. Oh, thank you. We're doing really well. But do you know that it is scientifically proven that when you give, it makes you feel happier?
Because giving gives endorphin rush, right?
Yeah.
Generosity.
Yeah.
Right?
Lean into this happiness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The more generous that you are tonight, the better you'll feel. In fact, I'm not a doctor, I'm a rabbi, but I'll tell you, your health is going to improve the more generous you are tonight. I will also say that if you're feeling that level was a little bit too high, we're going to go one level down. And Janis, I'm sure as a local artist, you have had the experience of coming into the Bolinas Museum when one of the artists is in here who has an exhibit.
Oh yeah, one of the most beautiful moments was a gal had an exhibit and it meant so much to her. She just was in tears, overwhelmed in tears, and it was the most inspiring inspiring thing ever. You know, sometimes we have locals and sometimes we have people of international fame. It runs the gamut, and we're all family.
And it's like they're in their own little museum. And I have had so many experiences coming in here, and the artist is sitting here, and you're walking through and you're commenting, and the artist will come up and say, well, what do you like about this piece? And you say, well, what do you like? And the artist will say, well, I painted it. And so just to have that, like in many large museums in urban areas, you don't have that intimacy with the artist and with the art. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We just got another $1,000 bid in. We're very excited.
Fantastic.
Another $1,000 bid.
Thank you.
Another $1,250. Just remember to click on your devices, on your phone, on your pad, on your tablet. You can't do it the old-fashioned way. I mean, you can actually write a physical check. You could put it in an envelope, but then you're not going to help us with this energy that we're building tonight for $250. So for $250, it's the love of community. So reach into your checkbook or into your ATM or into your virtual Zelle on your phone and click some cash over the amount of $250 for the love of this beautiful community. And also, people should still be chatting about what they love about Bolinas so they can get
in the chat box.
In the chat box. All right. So I think we're coming down from 250 to.
Oh, are we going to go to 100?
We're going down.
Should we go to 100?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just keep the love flowing. And for $100, we are going to support the museum and show some love. So whatever you can give right now, if it's $100, that would be fantastic. We love you. If this is your reach, please donate right now. Press the button on your device and donate to this paddle raise. The moment is right now.
I gotta say, I don't know what, I mean, you should be a professional fundraiser in addition to being an artist, because we just got another $1,000. You said 100, somebody, maybe you slipped in an extra zero for whatever, maybe you couldn't see what you
tenfold. I can't see what Jennifer's telling me.
It doesn't matter. Somebody during 100 slipped in an extra zero, so we got $1,000.
Thank you.
It's so exciting. The other thing that's also going on right now, which we would feel if we were in the piece part, is people are checking out the art online and they're bidding. And so it's very exciting. If you're checking, it's okay not to be looking at our faces right now and just check out the art. You can keep bidding for the rest of the evening. And you should also know the art that's not part of the live auction, you're able to bid on it until Tuesday at 8 p.m. So keep looking at the art and keep bidding it up. But we're very, very excited for the paddle raise. So look at that thermometer. We're still going. You can give 10, 5, 2,500, $1,000, $100, $500 during this time. Every dollar really counts.
Yeah, thank you for these $100 donations. They're so appreciated. So, and let's just keep the love flowing, and every penny counts. And if you're having a good time, if you want to support us for any reason, please press that button on your device and donate.
I'm going to just get on my device right now, and I just gave $100.
Thank you.
I just gave $100.
Thank you, Sydney.
You want to know why? It was just easy.
Do you feel better?
I feel, you know what? I feel like another endorphin rush. I thought it was just being with you, but
right on.
I'm feeling very warm and fuzzy about Bolinas. So, you know, I feel so good. I'm going to do it again. It's that easy. Keep bidding. And you know what? We've each had like 3 sips of wine. By the end of this glass, we're all going to be bidding a lot. So we're going to keep going. And Janis, I think it's time for the final prize giveaway.
Well, yes. Is that the case? Okay. And don't forget that you can keep bidding and on the paddle raise until Tuesday night. It doesn't end right here. Thank you for your generosity this evening, and in the next 3 days and in the months and years to come to our treasure, this Bolinas Museum. Thank you. So we're going to give away a little something right now. We hope that you've been enjoying this week of giving. All week we've been giving back to folks different prizes as a way to say thank you for your love and support. And just really wonderful local offerings have been shared with our friends near and afar. And tonight we are going to give something away. And it's a Gertrude Southworth photograph. And this is an iconic piece. It It reminds you of a beach day 100 years ago, but it could be today. If you took a beach walk today, you'd have that same feeling with the mist and the presence here in Bolinas of the light and the sea and the sand. We are going to give this away in just a moment. I'm very excited. The envelope is here, and I'm going to reveal who has won. And I just wanted to say that this Southworth photo is so beautiful. Southworth was here in the late 1890s through the 1930s, and she used her artistic eye and her Kodak camera, for those of you who remember Kodak cameras, to capture beautiful, beautiful images of events and people and scenes from here in Bolinas. And it would be a detail of life, like a slice of life here in Bolinas. It could be a picnic, and sometimes it was of shipwreck, and the locals coming to rescue the victims of the shipwreck. So her photos are amazing. And this one that is being shared tonight is gorgeous. And we thank Amy Edwards Jordan for donating 500 negatives to the museum, and that they were preserved by her brother, an artist, Parker Edwards, and everybody who's helped support the Southworths being conserved and now being shared. And
Before that, though, isn't it also true that the museum allows people to purchase the prints from the negatives?
Oh, yeah.
At this point,
if your name is not in this envelope, you can go in the museum's online store and purchase a Southworth and help support the museum. But let's see if your name is here. Okay, and the winner is Mary Kay Tish of Fairfax. Congratulations.
That's fabulous. Just so you know, all of the artwork, including that one, you can make an appointment to come in and to pick up your artwork here. And if you don't live locally, but you live close by, we do have a service where your artwork will be delivered directly to your home. Now, do you feel live?
I do. And I hope you guys are feeling engaged. And this will be a good time to write in the chat box how you're feeling, how you're doing, and what is your favorite aspect of museum topics, art, history, culture, or community. We would love to hear from you. And remember, that could lead to another prize at the end of the evening.
Now, we are literally going to go live. So I want to make sure, sometimes people start out the night and they have 20% left on their phone. If you don't have enough battery life on your tablet or on your phone, plug it in right now, because you're going to want to start bidding on the incredible pieces of art. We have 3 live lots, and in each one there are 3 paintings. 3
amazing paintings.
So incredible, so incredible. And I do have to say, I want to give a little plug. Janice's hairs that she painted are not in the live lot, but they're right here in the museum, and I'm a huge admirer of hers. So I hope you'll also look at what's not covered in these 9. And do some bidding between now and on Tuesday.
Thank you.
It's not just these 9.
There's so much beautiful art in this museum right now and available.
About 40 paintings altogether?
Something like that.
That's incredible.
Almost 40.
All right, we are going to have a lot of fun right now.
Yeah.
Remember, it could get a little weird because of the lag, right? There's like a 10-second lag or so.
You don't worry about the lag. Do worry about pouring yourself another glass of wine and relaxing and bidding high and bidding often all the time, and having your devices ready. So you might be pressing your device over and over again. They might have a proxy set up for themselves, so they could just sit back and relax and drink that extra glass of wine.
That's true. Or they could do both. So what it's going to look like is this. Janice and I are going to be announcing the 3 lots of the 9 pieces of art, and you're going to have the opportunity to watch a short video by one of the artists in each one of the lots. After the video is over, we only have 2 minutes per lot, which means you'll have 2 minutes and you'll be able to bid on any of the 3 in that lot. And then we'll go on and we'll do the next 3. And then the 3rd lot, we'll do that 3. And so as you can see, some of the artwork is right here with us.
Yeah. And before we close each lot, don't forget, bid high and bid often. You want to get this incredible work.
All right. Well, I think we're going to begin with group number 1.
Okay, group number 1 includes Chris Whitefield, Shelter in Place, drawing number 16. It was done in 2020. It is ink on paper. It is 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and when it's framed, it is 16 by 16. and it is valued at $2,800. The next art in group number 1 is Suzanne Siminger, Reflections number 3. It was painted in 2018. It is a watercolor. It is 21 3/4 inches by 29 1/3 inches, courtesy of the artist, value $2,800. And last, Janis Sharaf, Untitled, The Sea Portal, painted in 2020 on fabric. It is 30 by 40 inches, and it is courtesy of the John Berggruen Gallery, and the value is $7,000. You can bid at any time on these pieces. And first, we are going to roll a wonderful video. After the video, you'll have approximately 2 minutes to continue bidding, but you can start bidding as the video rolls. And we are going to hear from our friend and neighbor, fellow artist, Chris Whitefield.
My name is Chris Whitefield. I live on the Bolinas Mesa. My family moved here in 1969 when I was 1 year old. I draw in ink on paper. I belong to a Bolinas drawing group where we draw live models. This drawing is from a series that I started at the beginning of the Sheltering in Place. It's number 16. And the Bolinas Museum does so many things, giving this place a sense of community, history, stories, celebration, lots and lots and lots of different things, and that's why it's very important. Thank you. This is my drawing. It's titled Sheltering in Place, number 16. I started the drawing at the bottom with a straight line, as straight as I could draw, and the two solid lines on each edge. Dark lines are divots that, over the course of making the drawing, creates a curve, and that's what I was trying to pull off, was a curve without drawing a curve from a straight line.
Oh, Chris, that was fantastic. And your work that is considering a curve, but yet drawn with straight lines, that is amazing. And of course, we've had curves too much on our mind these days. And thank you for addressing that in your artwork. And congratulations on being part of the DeYoung Open exhibit and historically delivering the artwork during a Wednesday's Orange Sky.
What you should just know is that we already have a bid, 2 bids. One came in at $1,400 for Chris's piece. And now we're moving on to Suzanne Siminger, who is also a contemporary realist watercolorist and oil painter, who is inspired by the landscapes of Marin and Sonoma counties. And her art was also selected for the open exhibition at the DeYoung Museum this fall. And so we're very excited to share her piece of art with you.
Yeah, as well as Janis Sharaf's. It's a beautiful piece, and it's just been getting a little bidding happening here, a little more as I speak, which is great.
Keep going.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
$4,000 already for Jenny's painting.
Yeah, don't let it slip away. This is an amazing piece.
Sorry,
Goodness.
$4,500 for Jenny's painting. It's worth a lot more than that.
Yeah, and she is a San Francisco multidisciplinary artist, and her paintings, installations, videos, and happenings celebrate process while reflecting on art history, counterculture, feminism, and abstraction. And she's known for her graphic yet quasi-psychedelic poured paint techniques. It's a really cool painting. And this recent painting was made by the ocean in Sausalito. She's also a muralist with works as far-flung as Tokyo and Beirut. So this will be a cool piece to have in your home.
Very cool, very cool. And I have to tell you, keep talking. $6,000 was just bid. $6,000 was just bid for Janis Sharaf's beautiful.
So thank you, bidder number 39.
Bidder 39. This is going to be an incredible takeaway, and we want to make sure you know that you have very little time left for this lot.
Someone's outbidding you. Okay, good.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
So
That's good. $6,500. We also have bidding up on Chris Whitefield's another $200 to $1,600. Come on, we need your help. We need you to be
Great
clicking.
pieces.
Fabulous.
Woohoo.
All right. So now Jenny Sharaf, her piece is evoking a lot of generosity. $8,000 for Jenny Sharaf. We can take it to 10,000. Whoever bid 8,000, I know you wanted it at your house, but somebody else could bid 10,000 because it's an incredible.
It's such a
piece.
graphic, strong piece.
It is. People,
So you can
and
see it right
people-
behind me,
and
of
people-
course.
And people love her art. People love her art. And Chris's is going up 1,800. We
All
can
right.
get Chris's over 2,000 pretty
Go
easily
for
if
the
you
local
want
guy.
that, if you want that. It's a pretty intense piece. Very evocative of the times. All right. Okay. Let's see. Suzanne's
And this is
incredible
Anne's.
piece.
It's so beautiful. I feel like I'm just wading in the water. I just want to
take off your shoes, take off my shoes, and we're going to go in. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's gorgeous. It's
All
so
right.
gorgeous. These pieces are fantastic, and everybody who's bidding on them, whoever is the lucky winner, your home is going to be so graced by these pieces. I'm excited for you.
All right, well, we're going to close this in just a moment. We'd love somebody to go home with that beautiful piece. And still waiting on it. We're still waiting on it. Are we going to have to take off our shoes and walk over there? We're waiting because we have now $8,000. Somebody's really into that. We're waiting for somebody to bid on this. Somebody just bid $8,500. So we're at $8,500 for Jenny Sharaf. We're up to $1,800 for Chris Whitefield.
Syd, you're starting to sound like a real auctioneer.
I know. I think I have a future in this.
Yeah, maybe
All
we
right.
could.
Except I love that piece.
I do too.
It feels so alive to me. Feels so alive. And it feels like you could just walk out of Bolinas Beach and it's right there. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a bunch of people with a tug of war rope right
across the
between
channel.
Bolinas and Stinson. That's how alive it feels. So want to keep giving you guys the opportunity to keep clicking.
Oh,
and
thank you. We do have a little bit of a bidding war, so thank you
I
for
know
this,
that.
you guys. Thank you.
We appreciate
Bidder number
that.
224.
And 224, you are going to go home with Jenny Sharaf at $8,500. We also have Chris Whitefield. If anybody wants the Jenny or the Suzanne or
last minute bid. Thank
All right,
you.
we got $2,000.
Good.
Number 166. Thank you so much for Chris Whitefield. This is amazing. We're over $10,000 on this lot, but it would make me feel a little bit better. I don't want to make anyone feel guilty about this, but like this is such a beautiful piece. I would love Suzanne to feel the love, the Bolinas love right now, because people do love her artwork, and everybody who has one of her pieces on their wall, they have that sense of beauty and calm, and we really need that today.
Yeah, we just want to thank you for opening your hearts and opening your pocketbooks and opening your homes to these beautiful works of art. They are stunning. So they look great in here, and they're going to look great in your place.
All right. Well, we're still holding. We've got $8,500 and $2,000, and we are closing.
Okay.
All right. So that lot is closed. That was pretty significant that we made over $10,000 for one lot. I'm very excited to introduce lot number 2 that you will now see on your screen. And then it's followed up by a beautiful video of Mike Light. Michael Light is a burner. He's an avid Burning Man aficionado. And his piece is called Black Rock Dust Looking Northwest. It was painted in 2017. Pigment print. It's 24 by 30 inches, courtesy of Michael Light. Value is $4,200, and it's 100% donation from the artist. It's followed by Charlie Callahan with Cochinilla or Chini, which I believe is right behind me right now.
And you did a good job pronouncing it.
Thank you. Cochinilla or Chini.
Very nice.
It sounds like something you want to eat. It's so delicious, but it's just a beautiful sea creature right behind us. It's painted this year in 2020, eucalyptus, cochineal, and beeswax on cotton, 32 inches by 33 inches, courtesy of the artist. And the value is $7,500. And by the way, as I'm describing these, you can bid now, you could bid later, but bid often. I'm from Chicago. They say that about voting in Chicago. Vote often, vote early.
Well, we've heard,
Finally, Richard Lindenberg, Swift Tide, also painted in 2020 this year. A lot of the darkness of this year, I think, has evoked people's real creativity and creative spirit. Richard Lindenberg, Swift Tide, painted 2020, oil on canvas, 20 by 38 inches, courtesy of the artist, and it's valued at $5,000. And so right now, we're going to roll the video of Mike Light, and then you can bid throughout. He's going to tell us a little bit about this piece.
Hi, I'm Mike Light. I live up on Horseshoe Hill, where I've been super lucky to be for the last 6 years. I've lived in the Bay Area for 34 years or so, and in Marin for about 20 of those at the Green Bay Boardwalk, and just super thrilled to be even farther west and on the coast. I'm a photographer, and I focus on the landscape and the environment and space and how we deal with space and vastness and the sublime and all those sorts of things. And my preferred method of inquiry revolves around a small, lightweight, as in 600 pounds, aircraft with a 100 horsepower engine and 2 seats, which I keep at the Centerville Airport. And I fly the plane very carefully as I'm photographing. And I do work with an assistant. The Bolinas Museum is an astounding institution, especially in the context of the size of the village. But it's an astounding institution for art and art making and history. Regardless of the size of our small village, it will hold its own in any great big city. Yeah, I care about the Bolinas Museum. You care about the Bolinas Museum. So let's all support it. So this year's piece is kind of special in that it was shot with a whole body of work that I published last year called Lake Lahontan, Lake Bonneville. And I'm very fond of the picture, but it didn't make the publication and the exhibition because it's slightly different. It's less abstract than the other work. And as such, it's more representational. In some ways, it's more like a Renaissance perspective. And the whole thrust of this work was to go beyond the Renaissance perspective into total abstraction. Lake Lahontan and Lake Bonneville are the names of the 2 Pleistocene lakes that covered Nevada and Utah 10,000 years ago. Basically, Nevada and Utah were 900 feet underwater. And the Black Rock Desert, which we all know is the home of Burning Man, is the largest piece of ancient Lake Lahontan remaining today. And this is a piece of the Black Rock Desert, of course. I saw a car from a distance. I'm in the air, and the car was going really, really fast, as people will do out on the Black Rock Desert because there are no speed limits. But I can do about 130 in my aircraft, and this car was probably doing about 100. So I slowly kind of advanced on the car in a race. And what was most interesting to me was not the car, but the dust that the car left. And the wind was blowing softly and kind of doing gentle, emotionally moving things with that dust cloud. So there you have it. It's a one-off and one of a kind. And yeah, I wish I could have published it, but it just didn't fit.
Thank you so much, Michael Light. That was inspiring, and to say people have really been working very well with their technology because we have bids on all 3 of these paintings. Mm-hmm. We have Richard Lindenberg at $4,000 already. Michael Light is at $3,200. Charlie Callahan at $4,000. As we describe them a little bit more, we want you to keep upping these bids because they're incredible. I love Michael Light's piece. It's really inspiring. He also has offered the spectacular Earthrise photograph to the museum as a matching challenge. If we could raise $10,000, the painting, the photograph goes to the museum.
That'd be great. But right now you only have about 2 minutes to get your bids in for these beautiful pieces.
Michael Light, he didn't say it, but he's a Guggenheim Fellow, longtime Burning Man attendee. Who doesn't love Burning Man? Well, some people don't love Burning Man. The dust. Right, that's right. He's been in major collections worldwide, including the SF MoMA, the Getty, the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. It's 100% donation to the museum, all of the money. And then we have Charlie Callahan, the sea urchin, right here. It's pretty beautiful and such a vibrant color. His floating urchins have been presented in diverse forms, including huge wall murals, like the one for Google. And this is drawn with beeswax on cotton. And it's a technique he learned from textile artist Ashley Ava Brock, who traveled together to Oaxaca, Mexico to learn how to do that application with beeswax. So finally, we have Richard Lindenberg.
Yeah, oh, that piece is so beautiful. And bidder number 341, I know how much that piece means to you. And I also see there's a few bidding wars. The Lindenberg is so beautiful because of the light. It is painted specifically for our auction. I'm looking at it right now, and it's stunning. It's just to my right and the left off your screen. It is painted at the end of Wharf Road. It's a walk that I take daily, a swim that I take as often as possible, including this afternoon. And it's a view that's really, really familiar to local Bolinas folks and anyone who comes to visit Bolinas. The light is stellar, and he is an amazing fine artist. And I'm really excited for you to take it home, and I'm excited for all this bidding.
I know, it's very exciting. Michael Light, we're $3,800. Charlie Callahan, $4,500, $4,500, $3,800. We just have another minute left to go. We want you to bring all of those, bring them up to $5,000. What's $5,000 for an original piece of art in your home from a Bolinas
nothing
artist?
can compare. And the bids keep coming in. Oh goodness, that is an amazing photograph. And there are several of you interested in it. So good luck to each one of you.
I said $5,000. We just got $5,000 for Charlie. Why don't we bring it up? We could get $5,000 for that incredible.
Thank you, bidder number 16.
Black Rock Desert. It's so evocative. If you've been there, it really captures the essence of what it's like to be in the desert. So great, $5,000. Michael Light is now up to $4,000. It's very exciting. And if you want to calm down a little bit.
Thank you. Bidder number 73.
All right, 73. All right, we've got amazing bidders. Number 16, number 73. Thank you so much.
What's so great is all these bidders are so dear to our heart, and I'm rooting for each one of you.
You all deserve something from the museum to come home and be on your wall to remind you of how special it is tonight and always. All right, looks like Michael Light is up to $4,200. Charlie, we got $5,000, and we're going to close it in a moment. We'd like to bring up that beautiful Lindenberg piece a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Well, the current high bidder, I'd be very happy for it to go home with you. It's beautiful, but there might be somebody else who would like it. And it is gorgeous how he explores the diverse places of natural beauty, including the wild edges of the land and the sea. Like literally, this is the image of the tectonic plate where Bolinas does not attach to the rest of North America. That's
incredible.
Really.
Is that true?
Yeah. Do you know if there was ever a big event, we would go to Japan and the rest of America would go that way.
I had no idea.
And that is
Wait, we're not connected to the rest of North America?
No. Stinson is and Bolinas isn't.
Wow. That's something I'm going to paint.
And that's depicted in this painting.
All right. So now we have Michael Light at $4,400. We have Charlie Callahan at $5,500 and Lindenberg at $4,000. I think we're about to close it out. The lucky bidders, 166. Going to go home with Michael Light. And 166 is going to go home with Charlie Callahan. We're in 10.
Oh, not anymore.
Oh, no. Somebody just outbid Michael Light at $4,600. I'm getting so excited. We're raising a lot of money for the museum tonight, folks. Wherever you are, our hearts are with your hearts right now. And we really appreciate this. So we've got $4,600 from Michael Light. I'm sure we get $5,000, although number 73 would not be so happy to outbid right now. We're going to.
And the bidding is closed.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It is closed.
It's
Congratulations.
Closed, and it's yours.
If
fabulous.
you won, your number is popping up on your screen and you know you won. Congratulations. So, okay, we're going to move on. That was really exciting, right, Sydney?
I know. I'm a little verklempt.
Yeah, me too. That was like thrilling. And beautiful pieces. And now we have 3 more beautiful pieces.
This is the last 3 opportunities in the live auction.
Okay. So group number 3 includes Charles Eckart, Paintscape number 20. Amber, where to go? It's right behind me.
Amazing.
Oh, those colors. It was painted in 2014. He's kept it in his private collection all this time. It's an oil on canvas and it measures 35 by 28 inches. And it is, as I mentioned, from his collection, and the value is $8,500. And that is a deal for art of this caliber and with such history. Then we also have Clare Rojas's Untitled. It's 20 by 20. It's a gouache on paper, 7.5 by 10 inches. When it's framed, it's 8 inches by 11.25 inches. And it's courtesy of Clare. And then last, we have the John Francis piece, which is wildly popular already. It's called Bolinas Twilight, painted in 2020, oil on canvas, 16 by 20 inches, courtesy of the artist. The value was $2,100. We've already surpassed that. So let's see how high this will all go. We are going to roll our video right now featuring Charles Eckart, and you can start bidding now, and then you will have approximately 2 minutes after the video ends to get your bids in. Bid high, bid often.
My name is Charles Eckart. I live in Point Reyes Station. I've been there for 35 years. Came from San Francisco a long time ago. Of course, what do I do? I'm a painter. Been painting all my life, and I love it. I have had a wonderful life. My life actually started when I was a child. I grew up in Yosemite Valley, and so I started out with a very intense feeling of place and environment, and that has always stuck with me. I live close to nature. The Bolinas Museum, to me, I think is a very interesting institution because it is a museum, a little tiny museum, basically, but it has a larger focus on the place that it occupies in the community than any other museum in the Bay Area, I think, because not only are they an art museum, they are a history museum. And whatever you want to know, the coast here is a very story-full place. So this museum is terrific for that, and they do very well with the artists. We have a lot of artists that live in the coastal area, so that's what's so nice about them. And I've had a few shows here before, and it's been very good. The painting that is here for this auction is a painting called Paintscape, number 20, Amber. And it's a heavily loaded painting. I don't know how many pounds of paint are on it, but probably 10 to 12 to 15 pounds of paint. And the whole idea of these Paintscape paintings, I've done a whole series of them for the past 12 or so years, is paint is the message. It's the only thing you need to know. There is no objects involved or anything like that, or abstract theories. It's just about the paint and how it affects your eye. And so what I'm trying to do with the painting is to capture your eye for as long as I can and excite the optic nerve. That's the reason that I do this stuff for now, you know. So that's what you're going to see here.
Okay, and from now you will have approximately 2 minutes more to bid on these incredible pieces, such as the Charles Eckart. It is a gorgeous piece, and he is a key figure in the California art scene over the past 4 decades. During his illustrious career as a painter, he's been represented by art world legends such as Charles Campbell in San Francisco and Alan Stone in New York. His artwork is represented in numerous collections, including the SF MoMA, the Smithsonian, and the Stanford Special Collection Library. In this Paintscape number 20, you can see Eckart's virtuosity that stems from a deep understanding of the visceral qualities of pigment. And the paint is just beautifully layered and built up, and the colors are so warm and stunning. This will look amazing in your house. At 85 years old, his Paintscapes are energetic, complex, and deeply textured. San Francisco art critic Kenneth Baker wrote of him, "Eckart's paintings feel suffused with soul. They read as true reports of the entanglements of decision, acts, and recognitions that compose any one of us."
Beautiful. Well, we're already bidding up right now. Bidding started, and now it's at $3,800.
Yes, thank you, bidder number 91.
Bidder 91. And what's also wonderful that's happening simultaneously, people are bidding on the non-live auction pieces.
I see that.
So inspiring to see people bidding on both. The second piece in this lot is by Clare Rojas, and it's one of 2 pieces in the auction painted in recent weeks. She writes of this piece, "All I can think to take with me are my garden flowers, sending so much gratitude and strength to those fighting the California fires." It's not something we think we're going to want to remember about this year in the middle of a global pandemic, to be going through what we're going through. But a lot of people are suffering, and a lot of people are working so hard. When I look at that picture, I'm not thinking of the fires.
No, you're
I'm
just
thinking of the
see
beauty. Beauty. I'm
Flowers.
thinking love of nature too, and how much we all love nature. She's an internationally celebrated artist. So this is her the live auction piece, and she also has another beautiful piece, very valuable.
Right, that piece was doing so well that we asked her to be part of the live auction. And we're so grateful for this piece. It's so inspiring and charming beyond belief.
It's amazing. Her work is in the permanent collections, the Whitney, the Walker Art Center, the Berkeley Art Museum, the Museum of Modern Art in New York. You know Clare, don't you?
Yeah, she's a wonderful gal.
Incredible local. Will you introduce me to her?
Absolutely.
I'm really moved by her artwork. And we want to make sure that we see people are loving her artwork. That beautiful piece for how much?
That just got up to $4,000.
$4,000 for Clare. It's a beautiful piece of art. And finally, we have John Francis, and you should start bidding on John Francis.
I love that piece. I love it.
Tell me what you love about it. I mean, I know it's hometown for you.
Well, first of all, this is my street, but it's from the view of maybe an osprey or some sort of seabird at this high bird's eye view, and then just like beautiful water and the lagoon, and then just looking down Wharf Road, you could see the museum and all the businesses and friends' homes. And John is always a favorite at every auction, and this might be a favorite of a favorite at this point. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's because we don't ever get this view because we don't fly. We don't soar above Bolinas. But if you were a bird, this really is a bird's eye view. And what's so special about it is, after sheltering in place here in Bolinas for 6 months, I'm looking and going, oh, I know the people who live in those homes. It feels like a very neighborhoody depiction, and also of a moment where the lagoon is half empty, half full. So
it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. You see that little spit of Stinson, and then all of downtown Bolinas, or what some people call uptown.
Uptown. His work is widely collected, including in the permanent collection in Bolinas Museum. So let's take a look and see, before we close out our final lot, how we're doing. What does it look like?
It's looking pretty good. Thank you guys for your generosity.
I want to know who's going to go home with that piece of local artists and a local scene. So beautiful. We've got Clare at $4,000, Charles Eckart $4,300. We are waiting to see what comes in from this incredible piece of art behind me.
Yeah, there was such a bidding flurry before the auction. I'm so excited that everyone's being so well supported.
There's been a lot of people. So
Hot,
if anybody
item.
who did bid before and you want to up your bid, you know what I would say? This is a great cause. Bid against yourself. I know it's unorthodox, but I'm unorthodox. So bid against yourself.
Yeah, just keep pressing.
Keep clicking your device. We're very close to closing the final lot.
Yep, you're gonna have to get your bids in, guys.
And Charles Eckart, $4,800. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to bidder number 31. You're being so generous. It's fabulous, $4,800.
Yes, thank you.
That is going to look beautiful on any wall in any home. It's really stunning. A lot of depth of color.
That piece is like a favorite of Charles Eckart's, and he has kept it for the last 6 years in his personal collection. It reminds me of Da Vinci carrying around the Mona Lisa with him. It's one of those pieces that's close to the artist's heart, and it's 100% donation to the museum.
It's amazing.
So,
well, we are really winding down the evening now. I feel a lot of energy still. I feel like people still have generosity in their heart for the museum, and so we're going to give you a little bit more of time for the last 3 pieces in the last lot, and then we're going to close it down, and we're going to bid you adieu after we tell you the good news. All right, ready to close it down?
We are not ready to close it down.
We're not?
Keep these bids coming in.
If we're not, well, we have $4,800 and
will
$4,000 for
the
Clare.
Eckart go to San Francisco, or will it stay in Marin County, or go afar? It is fascinating. We will see. We will see.
All right, we are about to close it out, and 3, 2, 1, it's over. All right.
And if you are the winning bidder, you will be notified on your screen, and congratulations, you got beautiful artwork.
Beautiful art from the live auction. And don't forget, you have until Tuesday at 8 p.m. to continue bidding on the rest of the artwork. That's Tuesday at 8 p.m. And finally, I think you have another winner to announce, don't you?
I believe I do. It is time to announce the winner of the Chat Box Challenge. We thank you for commenting in the chat box about community, history, culture, art, and we have a winner. And the winner, have a new envelope. And let's see, who has won $250 handy to the Bolinas hardware store? Aha! It is Terry Ollie. Congratulations.
Right. Fabulous. Well, I think it's time to say goodnight. What do you think, Janis? It's been pretty rich, incredible, infused, loving night for Bolinas Museum.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. We are so grateful. The art is inspiring to be around, and it is inspiring to feel all of your support. If you live in a neighboring county and you were one of the smart ones to purchase a virtual ticket or a dinner, you can request delivery and the museum representative will deliver to your door. And if you didn't participate tonight in some way, don't worry about it. You did, because you were here and you were cheering people on, and there's still time. You can still place bids in the paddle race, and the online auction is still going for 3 more days till Tuesday, 8 p.m. It's really vibrant. The collection of work is so beautifully curated, and each piece of work in the collection is phenomenal. So get your bids in, bid high. On the online auction, just like any auction, bid high, bid often, and you're going to go home with something gorgeous.
And we also want to remember that if we can raise $10,000 by the end of the day on Tuesday, the matching challenge to acquire Earthrise, which was donated by Michael Light, will become part of
the moon picture, the moon photograph.
Yeah, it'll be an incredible addition to this collection, I'm sure of it. And following this live presentation and auction, right after this, we're going to ask you to stay tuned and in here to see a little bit more of the porch and gate portraits.
So we're looking forward to seeing you as you collect your artworks and as you come to visit our museum and visit us and visit the future exhibits. We can't wait to see you and just embrace you here at the museum. The museum is a treasure to all of us, and you are all treasures to the museum. The Bolinas Museum truly loves you and appreciates your support. And from the bottom of our hearts, we just really want to thank you for the difference you've made today. Thank you.
So the last word is, next year, we'll see you at the
Peace Barn. We'll see you back there.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Janis.
Sydney, this was really fun. Thank you.
See you soon.
So.
You down if I let go now, would I let you down if I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my pull when I'm not around? If I let go now, would I let you down? you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? You down if I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my pull when I'm not around? If I let go now, would I let you down? you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? And I'll follow you. And I'll follow. And I'll follow you. And I'll follow. If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my pull when I'm not around? If I let go now, would I let you down? You let it go if you don't know. Would you let it go if you don't know? Would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? If you don't know, would you let it go? You down if I let go now, would I let you down if I let go now, would I let you down? If I let go now, would I let you down? Can you feel my pull when